Now on CoastTV News.
Guns and panic.
Thought it was absolutely crazy, scary.
A truck left on the beach had firearms and ammo inside for anyone to find.
Scooter crackdown.
There's more scooters than ever. It's really dangerous.
In Ocean City, a tight squeeze, and fast scooters have become a safety problem on the Route 50 bridge.
Crab pot removal.
We're trying to reduce these in order to have more fish for people to fish and crabs for people to crab.
Pots pulled out of the water, some cleaned, some tossed.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
A bizarre discovery early this morning. A truck stuck in the sand of Savannah Beach in Lewes. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. Nobody was in the truck when Lewes police discovered it early this morning.
Here are some photos of what they did find in the abandoned truck. Guns, lots of them, and lots of ammunition. CoastTV reporter Brandon Ferguson is live at Savannah Beach where they found the truck. Brandon, police say the truck was registered in Maryland, and they say one man is in custody.
Christina, check out these tracks from the Ford Raptor. First, look at how deep they are, and then look at how far they go on Savannah Beach, ending up in the parking lot here at Savannah Beach. And in talking with people here in Lewes, they say stuff like this just doesn't happen here in the city.
Photographs show officers searching the back of an abandoned Ford Raptor on Savannah Beach in the early morning hours on Tuesday. Here you see them also looking in the truck. This photo shows officers holding the two rifles. Raquella Wilson was enjoying a nice day on the beach when she learned she was just 30 feet from where the Ford Raptor was.
Thought it was absolutely crazy, scary, obviously, and concerned more for the schools.
This putting schools nearby in the Cape Penelope School District under a secure status. Now you see the emails that was sent to families.
It definitely doesn't normally happen in our area, but it seems like there are more and more scarier incidents occurring in our surrounding towns. So I almost feel a little bit desensitized as well.
I spoke to one woman off camera here in Lewes who says she was here this morning when the truck got towed out and when the police were investigating. She said she heard several banging noises before the police did pull out those two rifles. And take a look at the tire marks here. She says the police towed the truck through this area, and you can see with these tire marks how deep they had to go.
Jessica from Pennsylvania tells CoastTV scary situations like this are happening way too often.
You just don't know. No matter where you're at, you always have to have your head on a swivel and be very alert.
Lewes police say the Ford Raptor was registered to Maryland, and the owner of the truck is in custody.
Thankfully, the police got to him and he didn't get to do whatever maybe he was trying to intend to do.
One in custody, a lot of questions, and people thankful that nothing more came of this.
This is the area where the photos were taken of where the truck was towed from by Lewes police. And you can take a look and see how disturbed the sand is here in the area. And the BB Healthcare here in Lewes notified their employees of an increased security presence because of this happening this morning. And as we learned more confirmed information from authorities of what led to all of this, we'll be sure to keep you updated. Live in Lewes, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
The Ocean City Police Department says people must walk their bikes and their electric scooters across the bridge, but many are ignoring that rule. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe is live in Ocean City. Kevin, the walkway across that bridge is pretty narrow.
Charlie, we're on the Route 50 bridge, and just take a look behind me at how narrow this walkway is. Now, we spoke with people who use this walkway every day who told CoastTV that they have to keep an eye out on those bikes and electric scooters on a daily basis. On Monday, the Ocean City Police Department sent out a reminder telling people to walk their scooters and bikes when going across the bridge. And even with a sign in place, we saw dozens of bikes and electric scooters not following the rules. According to local Rich Bell, who has been fishing on the Route 50 bridge for over 40 years, he believes more enforcement is needed.
Wouldn't mind seeing a little enforcement. I mean, once in a while they come up here, want to check my fishing license and stuff like that. So how about once in a while come up here and at least give out some warnings for a week maybe.
According to the Ocean City Police Department, violators could face a $90 fine. I'm Kevin Zapay, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Kevin. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how often do you see bikes or scooters on that Route 50 bridge?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. 68% say all the time, 16% say sometimes, and 16% also say never.
If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that at CoastTV.com or use the mobile app, and we will show you some updates tonight on Coast TV News at 11. Spotty signals and split communities. In Ocean City, Montego Bay neighbors say drop calls and dead zones, they aren't just an inconvenience, they are an everyday headache. An Ocean City Council member says the town has gotten complaints about cell service. Now some are pushing for new small cell towers, but not everybody agrees. While some neighbors welcome the idea of cell towers, others worry about what it could mean for the neighborhood's look and feel.
They respected the overall aesthetics of our community with the 7-foot light poles in front of each property and that runway look on each of our streets. I think they could probably work this out.
The debated topic will be brought up at next week's Ocean City work session. At today's Sussex Council meeting, an ordinance was introduced which would lighten some of the restrictions on marijuana retail stores opening in county limits. Currently, marijuana shops, they can't open within 3 miles of a municipality. That distance would change to 2 miles. Also, marijuana shops are only allowed in C3 heavy commercial districts. The new ordinance would let them into C2, that's medium commercial districts as well. But some folks we spoke to not sure if the restrictions should be loosened.
I'm kind of opposed to it just because it's just something that leads to other things.
Some things would stay the same in the introduced ordinance. There would still be a 3-mile separation between pot shops and schools, churches, and other stores, though that could change also. The ordinance still does need to go through public hearings and an eventual vote.
And marijuana restrictions are no stranger to Sussex County. Dewey Beach, Fenwick Island, South Bethany, Bethany Beach, Milton, and Rehoboth Beach have all banned retail marijuana completely. Lewes has been considering regulations to allow it. Dagsboro voted to ban the sale and production of marijuana. Frankfort and Georgetown, they allow it. And you can learn more about all of these regulations in other towns and cities here on Delmarva. Just head over to CoastTV.com. Now we are looking live into Milford, and our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a check on the forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening to you, Christina. And listen, we're okay today. Another summer-like day, absolutely perfect. Put that in the record book. However, we'll be watching out for some summer-like thunderstorms, possibly by Thursday. In Lewes right now, today is just a warm day, and it's a good day, okay? 84 degrees. We'll drop back to 76 by 8 o'clock with partly cloudy skies. We're at 82 degrees in Long Neck, 81 in Milton, Millsboro, Georgetown, Seaford, and Harrington with an abundance of sunshine. In fact, we're about 7 to even 10 degrees warmer now than we were just 24 hours ago. So we talked about it feeling like a summer day, and that's what we had. We do have summer concerns like rip current statements still active for us along the beaches, right along the entire coast, and that goes all the way down towards Chincoteague. But to be honest, that's not what I'm concerned about. We have some rainage coming in towards the Baltimore area. That's not an immediate threat to us. But what I am concerned about is what I'm picking up on these models here. Like late night going to the early morning hours, we have some isolated pockets of thunderstorms that we're watching out forming, coming into fruition by Thursday night, going into early Friday. I'm going to break this down in even more detail from town to town and time it exactly for you, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. DENREC says the annual open burn ban, that's going to end on October 1st. The department says tree limbs, brush, branches, those can all legally be burned. However, burning trash, tires, demolition waste, plastics, and furniture items, that remains illegal year-round. Fires are only permitted between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m., and DENREC reminds those to never leave a fire unattended. For more on this, we do have an article up right now on CoastTV.com.
And we are just getting started here at 6.
We are the Millsboro Police Department's first ever canine, what they say he will be trained to do.
And we may have some problematic precipitation on the way because it may stick around for a while after it gets going.
But first, crab pot cleaning. Communities unite to clear the way for cleaner Delaware waters. That story when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
This was the scene in Millsboro earlier today. Crews working to retrieve and clean crab pots.
It's part of a hands-on removal and training event, one that makes crabbing easier and helps marine life.
Coast TV reporter Emma Aiken is live there in Millsboro. Emma, everything is wrapped up for today, but they are going to be back at it again tomorrow.
Christina and Charlie, I'm here on the Indian River, and this is where a lot of action was going on earlier. Boats were coming right up here with those abandoned crab pots, unloading them, and then crews were spraying them off, cleaning them, and gathering information for future research. It was a very hands-on event. I know I learned a lot just from covering the event and watching it, and it was a good impact for the environment, too.
Cleaning a neglected crab pot. That's what students and employees from the University of Delaware and Delaware Sea Grant were doing Tuesday in Millsboro. The group's hosting a hands-on training and removal event. UD grad students Ophelia Kristoff and Julia Greco were volunteering their time and were both put on cleaning duty.
The nice part is also seeing the actual work that you're doing, because a lot of times we're either mapping on software on our computers all day, and now we actually get to see the result of our hard work.
Finding these crab pots is a little more complicated than you might expect. Crews use side-scan sonar to find abandoned crab pots, fish them out of the water, and haul them in for cleaning. Clearing out damaged pots makes life easier for crabbers and reduces hazards for boaters. Ecologist Brittany Haywood says this work helps the environment.
We're trying to reduce these in order to have more fish for people to fish and crabs for people to crab, and then also more just to populate and create a stable population.
Volunteers coming together, proving that sometimes keeping our waters clean means getting your hands or whole body dirty.
Crews tell us they aim to do an event like this every year, and they just recently surveyed the Indian River area of the waters and found 450 crab pots just in this area. But when talking all of the Delaware inland bays, they say that number is more like 30,000 lost crab pots. Reporting live here in Millsboro, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Here's a look at your golf forecast. Listen, tomorrow's not a bad day to get out there and enjoy the lake. It's going to be good, but moisture's building and we're getting a little more steamy, and we're watching out for showers on thunderstorms on Thursday. Looks like we may squeeze out one more day of this summer fun type forecast, and then after that we're going to deal with a summertime thunderstorm that could get a little ugly possibly by Thursday evening. I'll show you what I'm looking at to kind of show you and illustrate to you why I'm saying that and giving you the heads up as of right now. So in Rehoboth, we're at 75 degrees right now. We're going to drop to 71 by 10 o'clock with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Now we're still way warm at this point. We're at 81 degrees in Georgetown, Laurel, 80 right now in Seaford. We're already at 84 degrees right now in Redden, but we do have a beach hazard statement that's active, watching out for active winds and some pretty active waves from Ocean City down to Chincoteague. And we also have a rip current statement that's active for Fenwick Island, South Bethany, Ocean View. This goes all the way up towards Lewes and Rehoboth Beach. Watching out for those rip currents. And you know, that's usually a concern we have in the summertime, so we have that same summertime advisory. We have one line of storm that's making its way across the Chesapeake Bay, but it's going to stay well to our north and out of our immediate area. With that being the case, we have widespread scattered showers to our northwest. It shouldn't bother us much. So here's your patio forecast for tomorrow. As you're out typing on your computer and getting stuff done, we will warm into the 80s pretty quickly with mostly sunny skies. The daytime hours, no sweat. Well, you'll sweat if you stay out there too long because it's going to be warm, actually, technically speaking. But by mid-morning, Wednesday, we're looking at temperatures in the 70s. We'll bounce into like the mid to upper 80s for Wednesday. Now let's talk about the problematic precipitation I mentioned earlier in the newscast. So we start off Thursday morning, 8 o'clock. Now I know you're busy getting dinner ready and all that, but I need you to stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the plans on Thursday you got, okay? We're looking at this line here that's going to be really strong going through Seaford and Ellendale at 5 o'clock. Then that line moves through the entire county at 6 o'clock. So from 5 to 6 o'clock, according to this model, don't do anything outside. We're under at least a marginal threat for severe weather. And so even as I break this down even in more detail, we're looking at Millsboro, 6 o'clock, Long Neck, 6 o'clock, Salisbury, 6 o'clock for the worst of the storm to push through there. Then we're looking forward to make its move across the beaches, primarily about 6:30 to 7 o'clock, with an isolated cell expected to get really close to severe at the very least by that time. So we are calling for a yellow alert day on Thursday, 84 for the high. But with this, we're watching out for very gusty winds. We're looking out for quick developing downpours. We could get a little bit of flash flooding if those storms slow down at any rate. But because they're going to be moving so fast, I'm more concerned about lightning strikes and some very troublesome winds.
Thank you, Paul. A reminder, tonight is almost that time again for the Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, Coast TV works to make the holidays brighter for kids across Delmarva. The money you give, it goes to local charities who buy Christmas presents. Right now, we are accepting applications from those nonprofits. The deadline to submit an application is next Wednesday, October 1st. You can find the link at blessourchildren.org.
And here's another reminder that fall is not just for football, it's also for marching band, and the Delmarva Sports Network will cover 6 marching band competitions featuring over a dozen schools from across the peninsula. These competitions will stream exclusively on DSN+. The next one is scheduled for Saturday, September 27th.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
High football has a chance to go 4-0 for the first time in 4 years, and the Tribe have their special teams unit to thank for it. Head coach Matt McMurdo takes a lot of pride in what he sees as an underrated part of the game.
I feel like a lot of high school football programs, special teams is the third part, right? Offense, defense, and then special teams. But, you know, we've lost games in the past because of special teams. So if we can eliminate that as a factor to lose, I think that's important. So I was pleased with the effort and the effectiveness that we played on special teams with.
McMurdo said that after a Week 1 win over Snow Hill, where High scored half of its 41 points on special teams and defense. The Tribe kept it up after that. Senior Jamarion Stevens scored 2 touchdowns on kickoff returns in High's 23-14 win over Stephen Decatur. In Week 3, offense took over in a 42-38 win over Queen Anne's County, but Stevens was the common denominator. He had 2 scores again. High is back on the field Friday at 6 o'clock with a road trip to Cambridge South Dorchester on the docket. That matchup is DSN's Game of the Night. Coverage starts at 5 o'clock. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
The Millsboro Police Department is introducing their first ever canine. Look at how cute. This is Bandit. He's a yellow Labrador retriever. He's currently in training, and he will learn how to detect drugs and track them when needed.
Good luck for him. Okay, but in Ocean City currently, we're looking at a beautiful sunset, and 73 degrees, dew point temperature of 67. The winds right now a little bit active at about 12 miles per hour, but not posing a big problem. Now we'll see temperatures breaking down into the lower 70s as we go into the rest of the nighttime hours. However, we are going to see the moisture go on an influx, and we'll see increasing cloud cover by the time we hit 8 o'clock going into the 10 o'clock hour. We'll go from clear skies to partly to possibly mostly cloudy skies over the Ocean City area alone. In Milford right now, we're at 80 degrees actually, and then we'll drop back to like 72 degrees with partly to mostly cloudy skies actually for us in Milford. Our umbrella giveaway winner is Corlin Desrovich of Frankfurt. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Now remember, you got to come by and pick up your umbrella. By the way, keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Ben Dallas, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 6.
More news, more local weather. Download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.